Hello, love bugs. Happy Thursday. So crazy. Been a wonderful week, you guys. I wanted to come on here because we are starting like the Shine Strong Academy. I've got about 10 to 12 ladies that are going to be in this group right now, and I want to really create a community, you guys, because this is what the feedback I've been hearing is that everyone feels like they're a little bit alone, especially in this COVID, wanting to pursue big, badass goals, and they're feeling very alone, like on an island. And this is something that I don't want my ladies to go through, and never say that you can or should go through like your big goals, your nutrition, your fitness, your career, personal goals, relationship goals, all the things by yourself, okay? So that is why the Shine Strong community is here, is that I want to support you all, and I want you guys to become friends and also helping each other lift each other up. So I want to talk about badassery today because this has been on my mind so much when I've been talking with my clients and they're wanting to pursue their like big ass goals. And so I went to the Googles and I Googled some things, okay? And so you guys, this is what badass means, okay? So Google says it means a tough, uncompromising, intimidating person. Do you resonate with that? I definitely would say like that is something that I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of people would think I am an uncompromising person. But the Urban Dictionary, this is what the Urban Dictionary says, does what she wants, when she wants, wherever she wants to do it, right? And so I think I love this. I really liked that definition because I think as we start to pursue our badass goals, we want to have that freedom to do what we want when we want, right? And that is badassery. And so I wanted to ask you guys, and I've been asking a lot of my friends, my people on Instagram and the DMs, like, what are your, like, who do you think is a badass? And do you look up to them? Do you like that they're a badass? All the things, okay? To me, like, I would actually think, like, I would say, like, J-Lo, Madonna, Beyonce are, like, badass. And these are the people that I just, like, love and admire. And this is what I wanted to talk about, is that I see them taking risks. I see them taking risks outside their comfort zone. And not only, like, succeeding, but they fail. They failed many times. And they were unapologetic in the sense that they showed up who they were, right? And that is why they're badasses. They try new things. They do things that are outside the norms. Like Madonna, J-Lo at the Super Bowl, like, halftime show, doing things that are hard and sometimes uncomfortable. And that is what I think is badass, because they're relentless. Like, relentless. I love saying that word because they are so passionate about what they want, in pursuit of what they want, that they will do anything in the sense of they're going to try it and they're going to fail and they're going to get back up. And that is badassery, you guys, okay? And this is what I admire, and I think a lot of my ladies. And so when we talk about goals, I want you to find something specially as badassery as you want to be, and I want to give yourself permission to be a badass person, okay? And I want to know, like, do you inspire yourself? That is my question to you guys right now, okay? I'm so passionate about this because I think when you can say that you inspire yourself and you're doing actions when you don't want to do them, that is badass, okay? That is so badass. And I want to give an example because I think, like, right now, a lot of us are doing, like, our own custom programs that either I've designed for you, and we're trying new things. And most of the time, what I've been hearing this past week is that you feel a lot of shame in not wanting to do it and not having the motivation and coming up against this, like, I should be motivated and determined all the time. And that is not true, you guys. Like, I like to talk about badassery is as an athlete, as a collegiate athlete. I've seen a lot of athletes that I admire is they show up and they make decisions and they do things no matter how they feel in that moment sometimes. Because when you commit to a big goal, like, a big goal is a ton of small little goals all chopped up into the bigger, larger picture, right? And you're not always going to want to do your workout at 7 p.m. at night, or sometimes my ladies are doing it, getting up, trying it at 6:30, but they show up anyways. They are relentless in their goal because they committed to a larger vision. That is their future self. And you guys, that is fucking badass. Okay, I'm gonna say the F word because that is so badass. Is when you can show up when you don't feel like that anyways. And it doesn't mean pushing through. It means in the sense of like just showing up, doing maybe 2 sets instead of 3, and being like, cool, I showed up, versus created all the a million excuses why maybe you possibly couldn't have gone on a walk after your lunch. And this is why I think the topic of badass is so important to dissect and discuss, okay? And so I want to talk about this because when we are children, right, when we are figuring out how to walk as a child, like, we don't have a manuscript on how to do that. Like, we don't have a PowerPoint, we aren't told exactly how to do it. We just get up as a child, fall flat on our face. Like, literally fall flat on our face, fail. And then you're like, okay, well, I gotta get up anyways, start walking, and you fall again. And we do that over and over and over again. And this is such a metaphor for our lives right now. And that is an example of badassery, okay? Is when we know that we're gonna fail, but we get back up and we do it anyways because it's our future self. And I wanna talk about this because I did a photo shoot 3 months ago that I look at right now and I was like, Brie, that was fucking badass. I wanted to create my future self, and I created this Madonna, like, motivating, like, photo shoot, and I was so nervous to do it that I showed up and kicked ass, and that to me was badassery because I didn't know exactly how it was gonna go. I put money out there, I invested in myself, I showed up when it was raining, and I was like, all the excuses in my mind, like, it's not perfect, it's not this, but I did it anyways. And 3 months later, I got to show my photos. I got to do it with my launch, and I was so proud of myself because that was my next future self. So the example of this is, again, we need to sometimes show up doing badass things right now so that we can be the better self 3 months from now. So do you get that? Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna be a badass right now. It's like, no, we are going to show up as our future self, and I want to know, like, what that is in this community right now. Like, what does that badass self look like, and what does she do each and every day in order to get to those goals, even if she fails? Like, the failure does not matter anymore. We need to do the things, the big things. And sometimes that's speaking up. Sometimes that's, showing up for yourself just for 5 minutes. And I always say, like, just fucking show up just a little bit. And that's what I tell myself. And to me, that is so badass. So please let me know in the comments, like, who do you think is a badass? Could be a celebrity. And I want to give yourself, like, let me know. I want to know who you think is a badass and the characteristics of why they're a badass. And then I want to give you guys permission right now to be your own badass. Okay? So this is permission is granted. The wand is waved. You are a fucking badass right now. And I'm so passionate about that. And I want you to step into her. Okay? So that is going to be the topic of this month. I'm going to be coming on here and talking about some of these crazy, like, I think deep topics that as women, like, and people, we need to know and we need to talk about because they pump you up. And I think it's also something that we forget that is within us that sets us free. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm thinking about you all. Let me know in the comments. I am so interested in who you think is a badass and how you guys are going to become a badass right now. Okay, love you guys. Mwah.